Hello and welcome back to Bluebell Cottage. Lots of us have got areas of lawn in our gardens, and the autumn's the perfect time to give them a bit of TLC to get them in great shape for next summer. So autumn lawn care is our subject for today, and I'll be showing you what to do now. So let's have a close look at the lawn and see what problems we seem to have here. This area is just on a path where people walk through, and it's all very compacted and the grass isn't growing very well. And there's quite a lot of weeds in the lawn as well. Dandelions especially, they blow in from the field next door. And over here in this area that's a little bit shaded by these plants, got quite a bit of moss. So raking out the moss and thatch in your lawn is quite hard work, but it's good exercise too, and it'll save you a trip to the gym. And it's just a case of trying to get the tines of the rake in and lift out as much as you can as you go along. So it's well worthwhile doing this in autumn to open up the top surface, let the air in and encourage the grass to grow. But if you do it again in spring, you'll probably end up with enough moss to line your hanging baskets with, and that'll save you a few quid too. So we're just going to look at some of the weeds in the lawn. Now there's some very, very clever chemicals on the market now that will kill all the broad-leaved plants in your lawn, like dandelions and buttercups, but leave your lawn unaffected. But it's personal preference. I prefer not to use them. So we live with some weeds in our lawn, but if you've got a smallish area and you want to take them out by hand, you can. You need to try to get as much of the root out as you can though, because they're very, very deep-rooted. This part of the lawn's really badly compacted. It's where we walk through from another part of the garden and it gets a lot of traffic. You can see how dry and grey it looks. So I'm going to try and open it up with a fork, and hopefully that'll let more moisture in, and it'll give me a chance to get some sand and some feed into the ground as well. So you can see I'm trying to make holes an inch or two deep and then wiggling the tines around to try and open up the soil as much as I can. It's actually better if you can do this on a day when you've had quite a bit of rain the day or two before, because the ground will be softer and you'll be able to get the tines in a bit further and open it up a bit more. So to stop these holes closing in again, I'm going to brush in some sand. That'll help with the aeration and help to keep these holes nice and porous so that the autumn rains can get in and do their work. Pour quite a bit of sand on this area and brush it in. I'm using silver sand, which is quite fine, and it brushes into the holes fairly easily. And then I think this area needs a bit of a feed as well. Now I've decided not to use one of the combined autumn lawn feeds with moss killer in. So I'm just going to use good old-fashioned bone meal, which has a good balance of nutrients, and it'll feed the roots, but it won't kill the moss. I'm just going to sprinkle that over the surface. Sort of about a handful for every square metre, something like that. Now if you know it's going to rain, you can just leave the rain to wash that in. But if it's not going to rain, you need to water it in rather than leave the bone meal on the tops of the grass. So that combination of getting rid of the moss, lifting out the weeds, opening up some of your compacted areas and giving it a bit of food should help to make sure that you've got a really cracking lawn for next summer.